Now, how long do you think Joe Biden can keep up this farce that is still mentally fit to be president of the world's most powerful nation, to run against Donald Trump in the November election for US president? He's now so terrified of having another brain freeze like the one he had when he, in his disastrous debate with Donald Trump, that is now reading out almost everything on autocue. He's glued to the autocue, doesn't dare lift his eyes from the autocue. Look at this from the big NATO meeting overnight when Biden wanted to honour the outgoing NATO chief, Jens Stoltenberg, but couldn't afford another verbal slip, didn't dare take his eyes off the autocue, even when he called up Stoltenberg, shook his hand and talked about him, all while the man was standing right next to him.
Secretary General Stoltenberg, would you come forward? So much of the progress we made in the alliance is thanks to the Secretary. He's a man of integrity and intellectual rigor, a calm temperament in a moment of crisis, a consummate diplomat.
It's just on the left one, on the right one, hardly dares look at Stoltenberg, and didn't. Meanwhile, Biden's White House spokesman was getting trolled by reporters over Biden having told Democrat politicians he just needed more sleep, avoid work after 8 p.m. because he wasn't so sharp after 8.
He's sharpest before 8 p.m. So say that the Pentagon at some point picks up an incoming nuke. It's 11 p.m. Who do you call? The First Lady?
He has a team that lets him know of any news that is pertinent and important to the American people. He has someone that is decided, obviously, with his National Security Council on who gets to tell him that news.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump rubbed it all in at a rally with this challenge, which Joe Biden in his state cannot afford to take up.
I'm officially offering Joe the chance to redeem himself in front of the entire world. Let's do another debate this week so that Sleepy Joe Biden can prove to everyone all over the world that he has what it takes to be president. But this time it will be man-to-man, no moderators, no holes barred. Just name the place, anytime, anywhere.
Nor will Biden follow up on the challenge he himself raised during the debate with Trump.
In the debate, Sleepy Joe also declared that he wanted to test his skills and stamina against mine on the golf course. Can you believe this? Did you ever see him swing? I'm also officially challenging Cricket Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. I will give him 10 strokes a side, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants, $1 million.
The ratings would be gangbusters. Joining me are Cameron Milner, former Chief of Staff to Labor leader Bill Shorten, now Director of GXO Strategies, and James Ashby, Chief of Staff for One Nation leader Senator Pauline Hanson. Cameron, there's no way that Joe Biden could agree to this debate, or probably any debate now, is there?
No, and unfortunately, Joe's got to go. I mean, the sad thing watching a president in such mental decline is that, last week he froze in the debate. He was also a black woman, a black president. This guy has to go. And he has to go because at this moment in history, we've got the war in Ukraine, where we need a strong US behind a strong NATO. We've got Iran-backed militia in the Houthis, the Hezbollah and Hamas still in operation. We need a strong US. And quite frankly, Joe isn't up to it for the next 4 months, let alone the next 4 years. And what Jill Biden and the Democrats are doing is tantamount to elder abuse. Elder abuse, Andrew, because he shouldn't be there any longer. He should be in retirement, enjoying his golden years.
It's so true what you just said there, Cameron. I mean, James, the people he's listening to that are telling him to stay are people whose careers and even freedoms depend on it. I mean, like his son, Hunter Biden, who's a convicted criminal, is saying you stay, as being a gatekeeper now. His wife, Jill Biden, who's on the front pages of fashion magazines, and of course his staff.
Joe Biden's really got a look about him that I've seen only in palliative care facilities, to be quite honest, especially when that mouth is open. It doesn't look like he's got his teeth in, and he's quite scary to look at. He looks like he's death warmed up. The reality is Americans are staring down the barrel of this next election in November. To put it into perspective, if he does another one of these debates, the $14 billion, and I'll say that again, $14 billion that was spent on the last American election, they will not be spending that sort of money this time because the donors will dry up. And to put it into perspective, here in Australia, the collective of the Australian federal political parties only spend about $418 million, which is still a lot of money, but compared to the American elections where they're spending $14 billion, is just extraordinary. So I don't think those donations are going to come, particularly after his first attempt. But if he does line up for a second, they're buggered.
Oh, look, it's just dreadful. I mean, I'm laughing, but this is actually quite serious. This guy is the putative leader of the free world, and that's the guy leading the defence against China, Russia, etc. It's frightening.